Hello and welcome to yet another wonderful session of Clear Skies Perseverance. I'm your Game Master, Aliza Pearl, and I have some announcements. So, let's see. We have the wonderful Modifius, one of our sponsors and partners in this game. You all know about the lower deck. I think you know about the lower decks info that they have recently released. Recently released. They have a campaign guidebook that is not out yet, but in the meantime, you can definitely. Oh, do you hear those sirens? Things are happening in LA, and the window is open. You can grab the Lower Decks PDF
Ambiance.
player character sheets as well as Lurkers, a PDF adventure set in the Lower Decks era right now. And you can use, we actually have a general affiliate link for the Modifius website, so use that link, navigate, put Lower Decks in the search bar and you'll find that. You can also use that to buy anything else from their website. And I actually wanted to give a little shout out to them because they have a new beautiful setting and game called Dreams and Machines. I don't know anything about it yet. I'm going to dive in as soon as I get my hands on a copy, PDF or hard copy or otherwise. But if you're into things that are like sci-fi, fantasy, kind of where those two things meet, definitely check out Dreams and Machines. And you can find that all at modifius.net. Use our referral link and we get a little bit of love from you. Thank you. Another wonderful partner, our nonprofit partner, Explore Mars. Explore Mars is 7 days away, about 7 days away from their Humans to Mars Summit, which takes place May 16th through 18th in Washington, D.C. at the National Academy of Sciences, featuring some incredible guests, including Melissa Navia, who is our beloved pilot in Strange New Worlds, Dr. Cyan Proctor, and NASA astronaut, and a whole bunch of amazing people. So definitely check that out. We have a discount code if you want to go to that summit. The discount code is Clear Skies Mars, all caps, no spaces. Clear Skies Mars. And you can check that out at exploremars.org/summit. We also have a link for that in the chat. I think those are my official announcements today. Eric, do you have the word from STO?
Yeah, I've got a couple
What's
of
the word with
things.
STO?
Yeah, a couple of things, and then one sort of just like side thing. But first thing is there's a couple events coming up in STO if you guys are interested. Right now, the upgrade event is going to be taking place for Xbox and PlayStation. You can get double your upgrade points until May 16th. So if you are playing on Xbox or PlayStation, get on that because getting the gold items is up. You want that. The other thing I was going to tell y'all is I'm very pleased to see the Gorn finally getting some love. I absolutely love my dinosaur people, and
I
one
didn't
of my
realize
favorite...
you were an advocate of Gorn supremacy.
Oh, totally. I'm all about Gorn supremacy, and but my Gorn ultimatum that I was going to present to you though is that they are doing. If you weren't from following the Gorn on Star Trek Online anyway, they did this really cool thing when they implemented the original series material where they brought in original Gorn costume pieces. So you can actually make your Gorn look like the traditional TOS.
Assume a
goofy as
Gorn
hell.
identity, yes.
It's fantastic. But that's not what they're doing now. What they're doing now is the Gorn Infinity lockbox is about to come out. And one of the ships in that is the Gorn ship from Strange New Worlds. And it is the Hunter Pilot Raider. And yes, I want it badly. But that's actually not the thing that I was really excited about in that lockbox. The other thing that they're putting out in the lockbox, which you can get, is a Universal Tricorder kit from 2259.
Oh.
So that's the one. It's in the Lobby store. It's in the Lobby store. So that's going to be good. But anyway, check that out. That's coming up soon as well. And of course, they've got a big expansion coming out as well. And I'll leave you guys head over to Star Trek Online to check that out. But they've got 2 new patrols coming out. It's really fun. If you go on these patrols alone and choose hard mode, I highly recommend doing what I do, which is fly around in a Romulan ship that does not need to decloak while it's firing. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to say, adjacent to Star Trek Online and our good buddies over there, I just wanted to point out to everybody, I only just found this out very recently, but the Star Trek Adventures character creation tool that is available online, there are 2. There's the official one from Modifius, and then there's sort of the updated fan-created one, of which I am posting the link to in chat right now. And the Ross... No, you're gonna... I just did, though. Is it not popping up for anybody else? Nobody else can see it? All right, well, no, I guess Cryptic hates me, so never mind. You don't get to see it. But what I was gonna say is it's sta.bcholmes.org is the website. sta.bcholmes.org. That's the Star Trek Adventures character generator that you can use to create all of your characters. What we use to create ours. But I wanted to bring. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because the Ross has been added to it. The Ross is in it, and you can actually, and it actually states that it comes with the Exio holographic core. It gives you all the stuff that comes with the ship itself, so you can actually build your own, which I actually probably tonight, while we're brainstorming things I can do with the Ross class vessel, I'm going to be toying around with this in game. So I just wanted to let you all know, if you wanted to get your chance to fly around in the Ross class, that's available.
Don't put holes in my ship.
Don't put holes in Sam's ship. That's all I got. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador K.
The link is in the chat. The voice of God says. And I, Eric, you said this before we started, and I was doing other things, so my brain didn't fully compute. I just saw Lemon Twist's new character art of Carmen Nieves. I did not see that before 2 seconds ago. It's so awesome. Thank you again. You're killing it with this character art. Thank you so much, Lemon Twist. Everyone, please, go to our Twitter and check it out. I'm retweeting it right now from my own Twitter because it's really great and it's an amazing job. Okay, so do we have any cast announcements? Bunny.
Okay, let's go. Not this weekend, but next weekend. If you are in the Long Island East Coast area, come to Star Trek Long Island. Just do it. It's May 20th and 21st, somewhere in Long Island. I don't know where I'm looking. It's in New York somewhere. Come find. It's called Trek Long Island. You should go. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be so much fun, and I am there. That's and other people are there too.
Heck yeah.
And then I got you know. Just look at my con schedule. I'm going to be at Shore Leave. I'm going to be at Star Trek Las Vegas. Anything Star Trek related.
I'm just picturing everyone showing up, and it's just you. It's literally just like Bonnie in the parking lot.
It's literally, hey everybody, I'm here in Long Island.
I would go to BonnieCon, absolutely.
BonnieCon.
BonCon.
Welcome to BonCon.
Let's be fair, everyone.
Get your
Every
tickets.
con I'm at turns into BonCon.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, I am delirious. In the end, but not really the end. And then other things, but I can't think of that. So just come to Long Island.
Yes. Follow Bonnie on her social media if you aren't already.
It's gonna be so much fun.
It's awesome stuff.
Yeah, we all have awesome stuff going on. We're all awesome.
It's true. Speaking of which, any
Team
other cast
awesome.
announcements? Oh, Kaitlin.
As I've said a billion times at this point, I am the editor and producer for a podcast called Thin Places Radio. It's a 10-minute or less kind of little bite-sized paranormal radio advice show. You can actually call in, you can actually leave a voicemail, and the host could quite possibly answer you. It's a very lovely little show. It's such a joy to make. We are on a brief little pause right now for health-related reasons, and we're going to kind of restructure the schedule moving forward. But all of the current episodes are still up and available to listen anywhere you can find podcasts. And then, secondly, on Sundays over on QTimes, twitch.tv/QTimes at 5 p.m. Pacific, the Cases of Costa Vega, which is a kind of like Blue Skies mystery, lighthearted RPG. We will have another episode coming out, and in the words of Rick Budd, we may or may not have a guest who may or may not be named Sam Leve. So, I mean, do with that what you will. I cannot neither confirm nor deny.
Who stole my name?
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Sam, you need to get Highlander on somebody.
Okay.
There can be
Well-
only one.
I mean, I guess tune in on Sunday to watch the person whom I must fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's me. I'm Sam DeLev.
Danielle
Tell
as
Cersei,
Sam
I
DeLev
want to
as
know.
the character that they're playing. That'd be great. But,
Actually, I would love
that'd be
that.
so funny, actually.
I've been practicing my puns and being adorable.
all of the things.
Well, 1 out of 2 is all you need, and you already had the second unlock.
Stop.
The thing is that I'm training for box. I'm training to box and stuff, but it's not to be stronger or to get good at fighting or anything. It is specifically to be able to manhandle Sam DeLev into accepting compliments when given to them. So,
Yes.
Excuse me, Tran handle, but yes.
Sam handle.
Sam, yeah, panhandle. All of them.
Panhandle.
Yeah.
That's the one. You got it.
Perfection.
Anyways, the only other thing I have going on is that I've been reading Sappho translations, and that's been very fun. And everybody should read some poems.
Were they
That's all I got.
roommates?
They were lovers.
Oh, I just assumed they were really good friends.
I know. I'm reading. Sorry, this is not related at all. I'm reading.
No.
This guy wrote this like translation when he like the forward for this translation. He's like 85 years old, and he's like pissed at academics who won't acknowledge her queerness, and I think that that's so fun. It's like that is utter nonsense that anyone's. I'm like, I love this. This is great. Anyways, sorry, not related at all.
Amazing. Any other cast announcements?
I guess just my usual. Go watch the Honest trailers. That's how I get paid.
Yeah.
If you like wrestling, go listen to me yell about a lot. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of good wrestle yelling this week. We had some really good wrestling at Tights and Fights, and I think all that stuff is like on. You can find that on my Twitter or on my bio. So like, no worries. I do have some stuff coming up, but I will save that for when I can announce it. Yay!
Sweet. I realized I have a few things I totally forgot I should be announcing. I was in a sketch on the Warp Zone, the YouTube nerdy popular culture sketch comedy dudes. I played Valkyrie, and it's the video that they just released a couple days ago called Thor: Love and Thunder, but 23% smarter. So go check that out. It's on YouTube. We had a lot of fun making it. I did another thing with them for Loki a couple years ago, and it was very fun. They're great. So check that out, the Warp Zone. I also appear on my friend Kennedy Allen, her audio podcast. I have to Google the name because my brain is mush right now. But I play a species that I cannot say now because it's a spoiler. But when you listen, you'll understand why it's kind of special that I got to play this species. Dr. Tadrin is my character, and that podcast is called Please hold.
That's a great podcast name, actually.
Oh no, it's gone from my stories. Dang. Okay, wait. Messages. La la la. There it is. Okay, got it. Oh, Your Away Team is the name of the podcast. It's a Star Trek audio drama that she and her partner, her collaborator, write. And the episode is episode 2, TikTok. So definitely check that out. It's anywhere you listen to podcasts, including, Spotify's and the things. Spotify's. I think it's probably might be on an Apple Podcast as well. So, and then of course, welcome to the Blood Bar. I have 7 chapters out. I'm going to be adding the final 3 chapters this month is the plan, with at least 1 chapter being added this weekend. So catch up if you haven't already. You can also go back and replay through to see other options. If you're like, oh, what happens if I chose this one? You can do that. It just means that you're going to kind of restart the story a little bit. So it's up to you. Or you could save your progress and wait for new chapters this weekend. But I'm excited to wrap up that story. There's 3 more chapters left, and it's going to be juicy, y'all. It's going to get even juicier. It's more so like blood mixed with juice, because it's a blood bar. So that kind of juice. All right. And any other announcements from the cast? Sam.
I'm on Spotify, by which I mean I have spots. I Spotified myself. That means I'm on Spotify. That's how it works. I double checked the rules, and that's how it works. Beyond that, I love being Trill. It's really fun. I love doing all of this. And I love doing science. You can catch me doing science on Tuesday mornings. I didn't get to do mine last week, but if you like Trek stuff, you're gonna like this. It uses real life is science. Science is great. Hopefully, I get RT-PCR results during this episode. So here's for science. Everybody, please cross your fingers for my science. Thank you. I'm excited.
All right. And with that, let us begin. Mike, let us build. And so we begin. We pick back up right where we left off with Qila, Kaz, Tai, Reon, and Veluth heading down one of the tunnels, the clear observation tunnels, to Cabin 1, which is the closest cabin to the big mountain individual events. And it is decked out as a medical bay for these types of things that happen. Last we left off, we saw Carmen Nieves, the octogenarian cloud surfing phenom, not only do probably one of the best cloud surfing runs that anyone has ever seen on this mountain, but also wipe out. And in this world of cloud surfing, we learned that wiping out means going above the clouds and getting stuck in Atmo. She was recovered, and you all headed down to see if you can check in on her in Cabin 1. So you all arriving in Cabin 1, the doors open and you see the hustle and bustle of medical teams in bright orange jumpsuits for visibility when they have to go into the clouds or onto the mountain. You see across the room the little head of a little tiny octogenarian Puerto Rican woman. She has an oxygen mask on, her eyes are open, and she's looking around, and her arms seem to be gesturing to someone, and she might be trying to talk through the mask. You see her with 3 medical attendees. What would you like to do?
Can I see the biomonitors from here?
You're pretty far. You're probably like 30 feet away from it. And I'm also going to say there's people crossing in front of, and yeah, can't quite get a good look at it from where you're standing.
What if I were standing somewhere else?
Yeah.
What if I just had them right here on my tablet for you and just handed them to you very discreetly? Nope. Okay.
Actually, no. I would say you did do a pretty massive hack last time of the system of the Southern Winter Games.
And it just so happened that, oh my goodness, I wanted to see if she was okay. So I wanted to make sure that her bio reads were...
I'll allow that. Yeah. Qila has a pad that has her bio monitor reads on it.
Just not even, like, without even seeing you looking over and kind of like squinting to try and read it, I'm just gonna discreet you pass you my tablet that has it already there.
Yeah, so what you see on this tablet is a perfect readout of her biomonitor. And yeah, it looks like she is being given oxygen. She was up in Atmo. Her suit protected her from most of the environmental, but it looks like just being in Atmo unexpectedly, going at the speed she was going, is kind of jarring for the system. So everything is just to kind of calm her system down. She is not injured. She just needs to be tended to and made sure she's all right after the wipeout. Thankfully, it's not like big wave surfing on this planet, which is deadly. Deadly. So that's what you see on the pad.
Back in my day.
I mean, back in your day, there were no rescue crews. So if you wiped out on Venus, you would just be floating in the atmosphere and probably would freeze to death eventually.
Yeah, you could burn. It's Venus. It's a grab bag of
Oh, right.
death possibilities.
You might also, yeah,
Or get
you might also burn
crushed
up. You might fall.
as you fall into the pressure.
Exactly. A lot of
That's what
dangers.
made it so exciting.
On Venus?
But that's what got me into this present mess. I'll hand back the tablet and ease my armchair quarterbacking instincts.
Okay. All of a sudden you hear, hey, hey, oh, are those my friends from the shipyard? Oh, come over here, get over here. Carmen is gesturing wildly at you two and trying to sit up, and the medical attendants are like, no, you need to rest. She's like, just let me, just come on, I'm fine. I'm fine. You know how many times I've wiped out? Just get this off. Hey! Oh, it's you. It's you all. Oh my goodness, you came. Did you see me up there?
Oh, we definitely saw.
Oh my goodness. Oh, where's that sweet lady with the all white? Where is she? And Veevee, I'm going to say that you have arrived now, but you might have to ping someone in this group to find out where they are and meet them here. Would you like to do that?
Yes. So, since Veevee and Qila are besties now,
Yeah, of course.
Veevee immediately texts Qila and is like, "Hey, I'm at the games, but I got lost. I took this wicked hallucinogen, and so I've been kind of walking around, and I'm kind of lost because everyone knows, my species loves getting real high on hallucinogens. It's like a healthy thing. So I'm just like, hey, I think I took like a little bit too much. Would you mind coming and finding me, or just like pinging me your location, and then I'll float over as I keep passing by and cuddling these rocks."
Okay. Qila, how do you answer? Do you give her the location?
I give her the location, but with a I'm gonna ping her the location, but with a like disclaimer saying medical tent, not for you.
Got it. Okay.
I'll say four set up of
But
the scene.
could be for you in your current state.
And yeah, so I just Vivi looks at the message and goes, "Medical tent, not for you. Where's the not for you?" I'll just keep going to the medical tent. I don't know where the
You know
not
what?
for you is.
Cabin
Vivi,
one.
make a
Cabin
roll.
one. Cabin one. I definitely
This is a
put cabin
roll.
one.
Yeah. I want to
You could
see
say
if,
this game's
if
already gotten
Vivi-
intense.
Oh, boy.
Vivi, go ahead and roll. Reason.
Oh.
We're not gonna take the medical tent for granted.
Reason con. You're
So
kind
I'm
of
doing-
navigating your way.
Oh geez. Okay.
Difficulty 2 because of the special meds you took.
Well, that's a 13 for the first one.
Okay.
All right.
Oh no, yeah.
It's not great. Second one's an 8. That's not. That could be.
That's a success.
That succeeds. Yay!
You know what? I'm gonna say no. We're gonna let it stand. Sorry, I was gonna. I'm like, I'm being too nice. It's the beginning of the session. Can't be this nice in the beginning. It does take you a little bit of time. You get a little bit lost, but guess what? Veevee gets a tour, and not meaning to, but gets a tour of the facilities. So now I'm going to give you a quick version of the description everyone else got last week. So we're in basically a valley that's surrounded by hills and mountains. On one side of this valley, among the hills, is one big mountain where all of the like skiing and other like slalom, that all happens on the big mountain. That's where this cabin is that they're at right now, which is the medical cabin. Also up above, it's kind of always you're at the southern pole, and it's very intense winter here, so it's always overcast up above. But just outside of this ring, it's sometimes clear, sometimes not. There's also observation decks that are made of transparent aluminum on 3 sides. They're built into the hills, so you can just step out and see what's going on out in the hills and the clouds. They also have monitors, holographic monitors in the corner. So you get a tour of the facilities while being lost. But finally, you wander into this cabin and you see your friends talking to Carmen Nieves.
Oh my goodness! Hi everybody! Oh my goodness! Sorry, I'm medical tent. Veevee, medical tent. This is not just for your own spiritual healing. People are being actually healed here. Hi everyone! Did you see that lady go up into the sky?
That was me. Hi.
Hi!
It's good to see you again.
That was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Thanks. Yeah.
I'm glad that you're safe, but wow, I will be sharing that story with my husbands and wives and spouses and all of our many grand spouses and children for forever.
Oh my
Grandchildren,
goodness.
not spouses. Oh wow, I'm too high. And Veevee like takes a seat down.
Hey, do you have any extra of that? And you see the medical attendant be like, no.
Let's maybe figure out a plan to do that another time.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. How is the medical bay going?
Oh, it's fine. They're just checking me out, make sure I'm good. I'm fine though. I didn't hit my head or anything. There's nothing to hit my head on. It's cloud surfing. But no, yeah, I wiped out pretty bad. But before I wiped out, I think maybe I did so many loops I lost count. I think I have a shot at the gold. We'll see.
You
I don't
actually
know.
do, and I pull up the schematics, the statistics that I have of like all the other people still competing, and
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're not even close. Look at that. Well, I got to wait for the judges to get back. But yeah, I think I'll know by tomorrow if I placed. It's pretty exciting for a newcomer in the sport. Make all the young ones jealous.
They don't know. You tell them, but they don't know.
Right. Anyway, what do you all? Did you all come to see me, or? Because I'm very flattered if you did.
Wanted to see a star athlete.
Well, what else are you doing here? You gonna do anything? You gonna try to, try your hand at some sports yourself? They have the amateur things, the little lessons on one of the hills. You could do that.
Varangian sports don't go hand in hand too often. I'm not very physical or strong in any physical sense.
Well, you don't have to. I was just saying it's a suggestion. If you're wanting to get in on the action yourself. But you all build ships, I know.
Oh, I see plenty of action. On a screen.
I was thinking I might want to try something. I obviously was raised on Earth, and on Earth we call these extreme sports.
Yeah, we do.
So I've grown up with a little bit of it. I've dealt with like some snowboarding and some other things, some skiing, obviously. And so I was thinking I might try my hand at a couple of the sports. I don't think that I'll win, but I think it could be really fun and very healing and calming. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not competitions. It's for people to just try out the sports to see how difficult it is. Really, I think they give prizes like stuffed tribbles and things like that. It's very low stakes.
Oh, I love a little stuffed tribble. Ensign Qila, want to come with me and get a stuffed tribble?
Well, rules of acquisition number 65, win or lose. There's always the Hyperion beetle snuff, which is not a tribble, but, I mean, technically I should still be keeping an eye on you from Commander's point of view.
I'm so sick.
Then you should not be participating in extreme sports.
No, I'm just sick enough where I could do after-school activities, but not so sick that I need to stay home.
I like your sense of weighting your options.
Exactly. And I've been told I have a pretty mean tossing and throwing arm and pretty great legs. So if someone wanted to come with me, and I don't know, is there gambling on any of these sports?
We don't use the G word here. we tend to I have a feeling that a lot of the people who are enjoying the sports are maybe betting their odds against one another and participating in some fairly fun competition in the sense of
Yes. And I think
friendly stakes.
Yes, and I think that we could do some very friendly stakes of tribble versus tribble, or maybe other people's jewelry. Let's go.
And Qila touches the jewelry that she wears around like her forehead, like some of the jewels. She goes, I do like jewelry. I do like to accessorize.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, I guess. And I kind of look to everyone else for help. And just be like, I guess I'm going to do the beginner sports stuff.
Yes, because I need help because I'm very terrible at them. And then Veevee does a little like wink, but she pulls down her glasses and goes, wink, as though no one could see her.
Yes, if you say it out loud, it's even more inconspicuous.
Did I say that out loud?
Yes.
Ooh, this is going to be fun. Let's go.
Let's get you some fluids.
Yes, more fluids.
Wait, no. Oh, dear.
Well, have fun. I don't know when they're gonna let me out, but maybe I'll ping you all and we can meet up later for a couple of drinks or something. Some synthahol.
Yes.
Would be honored.
Well, thanks for coming to say hi to me. Thanks.
Thank you for having one of the best things I have ever seen. That was truly amazing. I am in awe of everything that you've done. I am really excited. I've got to go because I'm going to start leaking pheromones all over the place. Let's do it.
Oh, please don't leak.
All right.
Friendly pheromones.
Oh,
Friendly
okay.
ones.
I would simply like to say I'm only here to ensure that you were not fatally injured, and I thought it might be of interest to note that there were 3 rules broken in your run. I don't know that that will help you in how you placed, but I've taken the liberty to send to your tablet the rules that you've broken in your run.
Yeah. So I do a couple of things that are illegal in the sport technically. No one else can do them. So you're right. I will be dinged for those. But the things that I did right, I think maybe I did well enough that it still puts me in the lead. I mean, according to your intelligence officer's stats here, I'm still in the lead. So we'll see if anyone can overtake me, despite the rule breaking.
Are backflips in ice skating illegal? Yes. Are backflips in ice skating awesome?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Exactly. That's my theory. If you can do it and other people can't, that's not my fault.
And it
But
doesn't
thank
break
you for
the
letting me
contract.
know, Vulcan Commander.
It was a pleasure. I hope that you heal quickly.
I'm glad that. Wait, can I see that book?
Of course. Hands over.
Carmen takes the rule book, flips to the front, and says, "Oh yeah, you see this picture right here?
Mhm.
Okay, when I was a little girl, about 80 years ago, my mother worked at the Starfleet / NASA program on Earth, and she took me to work one day when I was very little. I was like 4 or 5 years old, tiny girl, and I said, "Mama, that's." So her job was to filter old photos using new technology. This was from, it says it right here, 2023. I saw this surfer, this cloud surfer, when I was a little girl. They didn't believe me at the time, but then they said, yeah, that's a cloud surfer on Venus. Can you believe that? It inspired me to get into the sport 80 years later. Isn't that ridiculous? She closes the book and hands it back to you.
What kind of
Why?
person would do such a thing?
It's never too late.
A very brave person. Ugh, if I could meet that person. Wow. I mean, I don't know if they're still alive. It was a long time ago.
I'm
These
certain
things could
that
surprise you.
I'm certain that you may have that opportunity if you continue to make a name for yourself in the sport.
Huh. They would have to be like a Vulcan or something. Someone who lives a
could
really
assure-
long time.
I can assure you that no Vulcan would take part in this sport. That
That's true. Romulan, maybe? No, they're too serious for fun sports like this.
the rules are far less aggressive than the Romulans would have it.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, well. I mean, who knows? Well. Do you want me to sign the book, by the way?
Why would I have you damage the book?
Oh, never mind then.
Have a great day.
Okay, you too.
That hurt me. Ouch. Ow.
What kind of difficulty is it to pickpocket an entire book off of a Vulcan who is holding the book?
Who's holding the book?
Yes.
Oh goodness. Okay.
To
I
pickpocket.
understand that it is high.
No.
Yeah.
Control security or daring security? I want to say control security.
I love that you
Uppercut
want
the
to say
vulture.
that.
Remember what
Oh, I see
taught
why.
you.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Yes, and you can channel into Qila with this, although she cannot help because you're doing this stealthily, I believe, right?
We'll see. It's
I
a
can be
book.
stealthy.
Well, of course you can, but it's not like you got to confer with Ty
Oh,
before
right.
they started this.
I rub off of them.
Yeah, I think control is a very good attribute for Ty, so we can say that's the Qila influence. Difficulty. Should this be a roll off? Let me think for a second.
Oh, it shouldn't.
It really should. There'll still be a difficulty, but I think I'll make the difficulty.
It's
It's-
one
you're in
for
close
a
quarters.
contested, and then it's whoever wins for. Is that
Right.
how it posed?
Could
I believe so.
Ty could Ty get like a bonus to the roll if Ty pulls a phaser and stuns him, and then takes the book off of him?
I mean,
No,
then we're
that's a
just doing
thought.
it. That's the same. Actually, control security is the same. You would be using the same stats if you want to stun Veluth. But now we're talking PvP. So H.
Oh,
H?
I
Absolutely.
I think a book in hand should be in my hand. What kind of roll does Veluth need to make?
Okay.
For,
so if
for
you're
not
trying
stunning, to be clear.
Right. For not stunning. Thank you. Yes. I would
Are you
say.
sure? I think you are. Don't say that about yourself.
This is complicated enough, all right?
Insight security for Veluth to defend against being
dear.
pickpocketed.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
Um,
I'm fine. I'm fine.
so my insight is 9, and my security is 1.
Okay.
All right. Got this, Veluth.
And I rolled a 15 and a 13.
You do not
So
have this, Veluth.
that book-
That's an 11 and a 4 from Ty?
Ty. Describe to us what happens.
Oh,
if it makes it easier for you, he put it in the fanny pack, so you don't have to snatch it from his hands. It's in the fanny pack.
perfect. So let's call it a bump pass, shall we?
Yeah.
This is the first time I've seen somebody get pocketed from a fanny pack in an RPG.
Yeah.
Packeted?
Fanny? No.
Nope.
Continue.
Yep.
Continue.
Nope.
Continue moving
Yeah.
on.
All right. So as Veluth turns to go, Ty actually steps backward a little in order to enable the bump pass. So I'm sure to anyone who's looking, it was pretty obviously awkward. But with enough application of apology and forgive me, feeling clumsy today.
It's quite all right.
I will see you later, if that is agreeable.
I'd imagine that it would be.
And I turn around, and now I have a book.
You do indeed. And yes. So what do you all do next?
I want an autograph.
Mm-hmm.
Veevee is still in the tent, right? Or still in the cabin?
Yeah,
Cabin
everyone,
one?
you all here are still in the cabin. Carmen is.
Kaz was not here for the scene.
Oh, you were not. Oh,
yeah, Kaz
okay.
walked off at the end of the last.
That's right.
As far as I know,
Everyone
Reon's
else
not
is.
there either. He was not here for this.
Ew. Okay, so
Yeah.
then the four of you, Carmen is being tended to. What would you like to do next? I know Ty has a book. Ty, are you gonna present the book now, or wait till everyone leaves, or what's your plan?
I mean, wait till Veluth leaves.
Oh, Veluth is heading out. He's going back to the fireplace to to enjoy some tea.
For fun storytelling moment, can I say that I caught the fanny pickpocket or the pick fanny?
Roll.
And
Literally said what I was trying to avoid saying.
What? Oh yeah.
Well,
Bonnie's like, I got this.
you know what? Yeah. To where
Dive
and then-
right into it.
Yeah, to where I could be like, Commander Valoof, did I ever tell you that time I flew a shuttle to the moon of that second planet to the, and basically doing the exact same story that I tried to distract him with earlier.
Bonnie, go ahead and roll insight security
Okay.
difficulty 1, because your intelligence, you do stuff.
Yeah, that's a crit.
Ah!
It was a 3, which if I'm using any of my focuses, which I'm pretty sure would come into play.
Deceit.
What?
Deceit. Or infiltrate. Deceit, yeah. Bank that momentum. And yes, you did see this happen.
So, as a distraction, knowing that Ty is trying to get a autograph, I'm gonna be like, Commander Valoof, did I ever tell you about the time that I did this and this and that? And also, can you believe that Veevee is gonna be entering the amateur sports events? That's crazy. I do believe that Veevee actually might have a chance in this one in particular. If you look at the statistics here, I have a feeling you might want to go over the rules for this one because, Veevee might break a few.
It would be
As
my
we're watching
pleasure.
out.
So you're leading both of them or just Valuth?
Mostly Valoof. I'm sure Vivi's eventually following.
Veevee is totally following behind them and like kind of doing those like little stretches that like like folks do when they're getting ready to like get into some like heavy athletic competition. Vivi's like doing the like behind the arm. She's like cracking her neck. She's doing all of that stuff. She's like, when's the last time I ate? Oh, I think I ate like 2 weeks ago. I'm good. Like I've been sleeping. I slept like I hibernated recently. Like I'm good. Like Vivi's like trying to go through all the things that are like, yeah, I'm about to kill this.
Nice.
Yes, you are. But first, we'll go over the rules with Commander Valoof.
I've gone over the rules, and I can assure you there is no need for homicide.
Oh, yes, Commander Valoof, and now Vivi's starting to pick up the game. Would you mind explaining to me some of the like beginner levels, if anyone here knows them, like the beginning levels of things that we can go explore, and then we just start kind of walking off. And if Aliza could explain to me the different games I could play.
Absolutely. Actually, yeah, I'll tell you that real quick. So the ones, actually, yeah, I'll tell you that now. The ones that are available at this location for amateurs to do. So this is not all of the competition sports, but the ones that are for viewers to do. You can do ski jumping, snow cross, which is like wearing snowshoes and like cross country. There's also wind hockey and snowmobiling. Oh, and ice climbing.
Ice climbing.
All right, cool.
So yes, Veevee immediately goes, I want to go check out the ice climbing. Does anyone want to come with me? And by that I mean you guys are already coming with me, so let's go.
I was going to say no. And he just follows.
Voluntold, baby.
Volatile.
All right, so the three of them head out of the cabin, leaving Ty and Carmen behind. Carmen is being fussed over by some medical attendees, trying to give her some fluids, and she's like, yeah, okay, fine. She's sipping something. Oh, you're still here.
Good for you. Gotta hydrate hard to surf hard.
True.
Well, if the offer of an autograph is still open.
Oh, of course.
I didn't know about that photo.
Oh, yeah. Are you a big cloud surfing fan?
Ah, once upon a time.
Huh. I'm going to see if Carmen picks up on anything here. Oh, yes, she picks up what you're throwing down. Or she starts to, at least. And she says, you're a Trill. You've lived a lot of lives.
Yeah, I am of a certain age, as Trill go. You spotted it.
I did. Done a lot of adventuring in your days?
Not for a very long time.
Oh. How tall are you, Ty?
Ty's a bit of a shorty. Ty's not the tallest.
Yeah. Yeah, you look like you'd use a 4-footer, which is what I use. I'm pretty short too. And as she's signing the book, she's looking at that picture again. Looks you up and down.
I would have had to have been much taller back then.
Yeah. No. It's not Basil. Here you go. Just an old lady thinking up silly things.
I know the feeling. That is an unflattering angle.
Is that it?
What?
Is it? Is that you?
That would have been breaking the Prime Directive.
Oh, it is you. Can I get a picture with you? I won't tell anyone, I promise.
You know, I only just today learned this bit, and I tap the page with the Nieves story.
It's just two cloud surfing fans connecting over an old story.
It's a beautiful story.
Well, thank you.
Oh. They say no photography in the building, but what's a couple rules broken?
Hey, you, excuse me, nurse. Can you take a picture of us? Actually, I cannot. Just do that picture, please. Fine. And a Vulcan nurse takes Carmen's pad and takes a picture of you two. Snap. And she sends you the picture to your device.
You're gonna win gold. I know it.
Thanks. If I never get the chance to compete again, this was by far the best experience of my life. I have no complaints. I even got to wipe out on Mars.
How was it here?
Oh, nothing like Venus. You know, I think they do it here because Venus is still too dangerous for out-and-out competition like this. But, you know, the really big clouds are on Venus. So, you know, maybe next season I'll check it out, if I'm still around.
Acid rain check?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, if you know, someone else did it, perhaps in the past, have you ever thought about doing it?
Like riding a board.
Cloud? I mean, if they let me out of here, I might just, you know, I feel at home in the clouds, so I might just go back up there. I mean, not in competition, obviously.
No, naturally, of course. No.
Yeah.
I'll just take what she autographed with, and on the back of something, pass along my comm frequency.
Okay. Great. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, champ. Get well soon.
Thank you. I feel fine now.
Yeah,
thanks.
well, more ambitious clouds. Gonna have to train up.
It's true. It's true.
Better start hydrating.
I mean, I might need a coach for Venus. Just saying.
I know a guy. See you around.
Okay. You walk out of the medical cabin?
Medical cabin, pause just outside, hold that book to my heart. It has been a day.
What a day it has been. And now I'd like to catch up with Kaz. Where did you run off to after the conversation you had with Ty in the tubes?
I think Tovaa just started walking. She's very much like a people person. She does not like quiet. She does not like spending time by herself, but I think she doesn't know what else to do about all of the information that she received today. I think she kind of does basically just like a loop of the facility. She kind of just starts heading back maybe towards their cabin and then decides she doesn't want to sit there by herself because that'll be too quiet. And I think she just walks for like 20-30 minutes, and if she can find like an indoor, like a cafe kind of a thing, and like perch up at like a table near like a big window that kind of overlooks everything, I think she just like, no plan, no direction, she just walks, finds a place eventually, and just like sits and kind of tries to parse everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you find yourself sitting in this cafe lounge. As you said, it's hill number 7. It's kind of midway on the hill, so not a top observation deck. It's like midway. And you actually can see down towards the base of the valley, there's a few different rinks. Ice rink, there's a snow rink. You can see them setting up for the wind hockey competition with these huge fans that are outside of the rink. But yeah, you can see all that happening. And a roll of the dice. An Orion woman walks up to you wearing an apron and like a collared shirt. And she says, "Can I get your water?"
And she kind of like takes a second to like center herself again, talking to other human beings. Okay, wow, okay, here we go. And just
I'm
like,
not exactly human.
sorry,
Notice the green
this is
skin.
Caitlin thought, Caitlin.
Got it.
Words, not Tovaa didn't say any of that out loud. Just like trying to. Oh gosh, when I'm around another person again, let me recenter. And then stutters for a second and just goes, is there like a special or something?
Yeah, we have hot toddies. We have pack-led twists.
That second one sounds great.
Okay, great. It's a little bit bland. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Pack-leds don't like flavor very much. Okay. I mean, at least the pack-led who made that one for us. I shouldn't generalize, right? All right, one pack-led twist for the lovely lady. She turns and goes to the bar.
I think Tovaa just like sits. I think she has not spent a lot of time with herself through all of the like newly joined, just like as a base level, like I said, doesn't like to spend time alone. And so I think she really has not. She's felt so off kilter about like being joined and being unsure about everything, so that like it's been a thing she has avoided thinking about. So I think she just sits and like lets herself remember things. I think she's kind of had like an on purpose, or maybe not on purpose, like a subconscious, like at arm's length with Kaz and everything that comes with Kaz. Where like it's all there, she remembers whatever, but she hasn't, but all passively.
Yeah.
And so I think she just, for the first time, just lets herself sit and be Tovaa Kaz, like in her own mind, and like let herself think and remember on purpose.
Yeah, as you sit, the white landscape outside, the snow and ice, it's almost meditative, hypnotic. And as you're trying to sit and just be with yourselves, you start to phase into a meditative state. And there are different flashes, glimpses of lives that you had not been tapping into before. And with the recent information you got, you start to see, actually, you close your eyes, and when you open them, you are on a hilltop nearing sunset. Tovaa watching over two children, maybe 12 years old, Trill children, talking about their dreams, talking about getting off this planet, talking about being friends forever. And it fills you with warmth because you recognize deeply who these two are, without them having to say each other's names. And then you blink again and you flash to another memory. Memory of a cozy apartment on some other planet, doing dishes, a partner coming up behind you, embracing you, giving you, taking the piss out of you for some silly reason that you both chuckle about before you head out to work. These moments just kind of come and go at literally the blink of an eye. You're overwhelmed with the deep emotionality of them that you finally have let yourself tap into for the first time as Tovaa Kaz. And when you blink again, you're back in this cafe. There is a steaming cup of a thick black liquid that looks like oil sitting in front of you, and nothing else in front of you besides the view of the Southern Winter Games.
She, is it a warm drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of like reaches out and just like, it's still, you know, we're indoors, but it's still, there's the ambient chill of just being in a cold place. And so she kind of just like holds it for a little bit to just warm the tips of her fingers.
Yeah.
And just kind of playing through some of this, she just says, just softly under her breath to herself, hi, Tyrion. Nice to meet you. And then she'll kind of slowly sip her drink.
Okay. And with that, we'll leave Tovaa Kaz. And let's check in with Dr. Rylem Reon. Where are you during the events of this morning?
Yeah, I imagine Reon has been with family this whole time. And been with them, just absorbing as much time with them as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever they are, or like whatever activities they're doing, is kind of, I imagine, what he has been kind of like going from point A to point B to point C with, and probably behaving just very quietly and confirming things like, yes, that is correct. Yes, that's right. Just kind of like one word answer, not necessarily being antisocial, but just kind of being there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and the dynamic of your family is so drastically different when you and Talon outnumber the more vocal, vociferous family members, and that's what we have here now. So it's you, your mom Talon, and your dad Adinkar. And Adinkar knows when he's with you two, it's going to be either he's going to be talking a lot and y'all will just be nodding and listening,
Yeah.
or he can just sit back and let y'all do your introvert thing, which Which I think he, in his older age, he has learned, yeah, when I'm with the introverts, they like quiet, so I can do that too. I can not fill every moment with words. And so that's the kind of afternoon you have with your family where it's just the three of you kind of vibing on the introvert frequency for once. Trying to think of some things that you may have encountered. So after your friends left the cabin to go check on Carmen, your family was there too, watching, except for your sibling Juniel, because Juniel is now in training. So you were there with your parents.
I think
I'm gonna say.
Oh, go ahead.
I had an idea about where to go next, but do you have one too?
I was just gonna make small talk with Mother. I haven't
Yeah.
spoken. I mean, and also I'm like super curious to and Aliza Pearl with. So what's been going on the USS Sally Ride, Aliza
Oh,
Pearl?
God.
Like Reon is absolutely just going to be like, so how's command been treating you, Mother?
Well, as I said before, I've been offered Admiralty. I believe it is time. I'm of an age where I can offer a lot. I have a lot of experience that being in the Admiralty would help Starfleet. Of course, as James T. Kirk once said, it is hard to give up your captain role once you've been out there on the frontier. I now understand why. I didn't before. But now I understand.
I concur with that assessment. I think you're at a place in your career where you're ready to start empowering people and putting them in the best place possible for the betterment of Starfleet. I think
Yes.
a position like that would suit you very well. What will happen to the Sally Ride? She's been refitted, but I know that the Intrepid class, there are very, very few of them still in service.
Yes, I believe she will be scheduled for another refit in about 6 months. And
Really?
yes, I have put in some recommendations for my someone to take my place as the captain. I imagine it would be nice to visit her every once in a while. And as an admiral, I could do that.
You once mentioned to me that if you ever got the Admiral bars, that you would pull rank and have her put into the Fleet Museum one day. You still plan on
You'll
following through with
remember
that?
that I said that? Yes. But with her upcoming refit, I believe she would still be very useful out in space for some time. But yes, eventually. She deserves a place in that museum.
First major exploration of the Shackleton Expanse.
Exactly. She's historic. Do you remember when you were a child, your first time on the ride?
Yes. Yes, I do. I remember that I seem to remember a moment where I got in trouble for discovering what appeared to be a bottle of alcohol in the engineering deck.
You didn't get in trouble. It may have felt like that as a child, but someone else did. You just happened upon someone else's secret.
Are you sad that I didn't go into Starfleet?
No, I'm not.
No disappointment from you?
No,
Can I ask you another question?
of course.
given your relationship with the former first officer of the USS Sally Ride, do you believe that there would have been a place for someone like me in Starfleet?
Of course, if you wanted to be there.
Stories you told me about Commander Rue always made me feel like Starfleet has taken something of a step back. But I don't know that that's true. I think my experiences at the Zephyr Cochrane Institute are quite contained. I think the scientific... I think academia can be something of a snake pit compared to how Starfleet treats people.
That, yes, I believe there is very much truth to that sentiment. Do you regret not joining Starfleet, my son?
Those times where I feel regret, I am able to identify that it is hurt, not a regret of my choice of path. It seems to feel like it has more to do with the fact that my contributions in engineering have been called into question as many times as they have in the past. Although I can't complain terribly because I've still been advocated for. I still have a place. And I've become lead design engineer for propulsion at the Federation's grand experiment, the reopening of the shipyard on Utopia Planitia. But it's very difficult when you think you have the respect and camaraderie of your peers, only to learn that once you're out of sight, you don't. That was very difficult for me to adjust to. And I think anytime I have regret, it's likely because I run for comfort. Oh, it wouldn't have been like this in Starfleet. That kind of thing. I could have gotten on an accelerated path in Starfleet, but I wouldn't have been able to build engines. And I still don't know how I feel about exploring space.
Understandable. All of it. I could never feel regret for your path, my son. You have exceeded everyone's expectations except your father's and mine, because we always had high expectations of you. Even if you were to do nothing else with the rest of your life, you are a complete success.
When you and father adopted me, I was a little worried at first because dad was dad. And even though he's Bajoran, like me, I knew immediately I was going to be sorry, I can't remember what our dear, clever Denobulin from Earth likes to say. A mama's boy? Is that what I heard her call?
I have heard that phrase as well.
Someone who has a preference to the... I'd have to look this up. I feel like I'm using it wrong. I knew that I was going to connect with you more than I was Dad. And I'm not sure I know where I'm going with this. I'm grateful that you come to visit the shipyard. It's nice to see you.
It is nice to see you too, my son. Your father, he hasn't said so yet, but he has been wanting to ask you if you would like to pray to the prophets with him during this trip.
It's been a while.
He's been afraid to ask because he doesn't want you to feel pressured to do so.
I confess I have not been very good at keeping up with that. I would very much like to.
Well, you can tell him yourself he's heading this way.
I'll
Adenkar
pivot.
comes over with a tray of 3 drinks.
Yes, I will pray with you later.
Really? All right. Wonderful.
Yes.
You know, your mother, she does meditation when I pray to the prophets, and we all kind of do it together as a family. That would be nice. We could do that later when we get back
I
to the
didn't
cabin.
realize you had all started coordinating that. That's sounds healthy.
Yes, I found that not participating in the family religious ritual, well, I didn't take issue with it, but I realized that I do have my own spiritual practice and meditation. And so if logically prayer and meditation are the same thing, then why not do them at the same time with the people you love?
Well, I could think of a few hundred reasons, but I do like the sentiment, and I will go along with that. Yes. Perhaps you could, you and Mother could join me in a regeneration session in a Borgal Cove.
Oh, that...
I'm kidding, Father. You can't. You're not
Oh,
actually.
oh.
This is a joke. Wouldn't be
Oh,
possible.
okay. Of course not. Of course not.
Just thought I would share. That's sort of my meditation,
Right.
but a joke. So
He hands you a glass, a tall, thin glass. You realize it's actually your nutritional paste.
yummy. Ah,
Yeah, they had it. They had it available at the bar. I just asked, and they're prepared for all types here.
it's odd to see a nutritional supplement like this inside of a glass, but when on Mars,
When on
Just-
Mars.
every day. Well, he raises his glass and takes a sip. Says, yes, it has the same viscosity and lack of taste as it always has. I'll have to send the bar my compliments.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And Talon says, to your health. And with that, unless there was anything else.
No, Reon was just about to say my health is actually, my lifespan is to, never mind. It's the cheers. Sorry. That's it.
Let's go back to the 3 who just left the med cabin. Oh, actually, hold that thought, because when we come back, we will pick up with those 3. This is the perfect time for us to just take a break here. And yes, when we return in about 10 minutes, we will continue on with the Southern Winter Games. It's not really shore leave, shipyard leave. Does that make sense? With Clear Skies Perseverance. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Thanks. See.
As you enter the cave, the darkness envelops you.
I have dark vision.
They say at level 20 you become a god, but I'm gonna do it by 17.
Teach me.
Oh, sad little DM can't remember her stupid NPC names.
No more inter-party romance.
I don't know what that means. Can I get a slice of that?
I can't hear you.
Just one slice.
Yeah, I'm actually done.
I see a whole pizza right there.
Viola, what do you do?
I don't even complain when you leave your Legos everywhere for me to step on.
Avatar: The Last Airbender isn't an anime.
So you're a sex worker?
I'm an actor.
Why didn't you say you were low on HP? I hope you freeze to death waiting in line for Hall H.
What can I say? It's got drama. It's got intrigue.
Go!
It's got pathos. How could I refuse?
That's what you take from this? I'm sorry.
What the fuck is an owlbear?
My son, the Terran Emperor, has merged with an entity of great power. As a Terran, conquest is a way of life, but he has gone too far. Now, we must join forces with enemies, or face obliteration. I want to bring him back from this, but I'll do what I must to stop him. No matter the cost.
Menzo Baranzan is a prison. I am fortunate to have escaped. It is my hope that someday this place can be cast open, its citizens freed from their captor.
Loth is a demoness, a destroyer, a plague upon the world, with her loyalist scum following her ways of chaos and ruin into the depths of the abyss itself.
I think the blaspheme are righteous in their cause, and the loyalists are not. If war comes, I will be on the right side of it.
Some fear war will soon envelop Menzo Baranzan. For me, the war has already begun. Welcome, soldier, to the cause of the blaspheme.
This is Defender. We could use more armored units at City Hall, and we have wounded here.
Red Snake, you have incoming contact. Witchcraft, Ironclad, Black Mask. What's your situation?
The undead are numerous and running amok. We're falling back to 4th Station Steelhead.
Go forth, my children, and feed upon the living.
I'm just finishing up my patrol now.
What the? I was wrong. Things are starting to heat up.
The battle rages onward. Victory will be ours.
Calling all champions. This is a global distress call. Report to the nearest crisis zone and engage the enemy.
Meta-humans ejected. Changing targeting lock.
And we're back to Clear Skies Perseverance episode 9. Oh, wow. Between the Star Wars t-shirt and episode 9, my brain just went to somewhere else for a second. But here we are, episode 9. We pick back up with Veevee, Qila, and Veluth heading towards the amateur sports area, which, by the way, is just outside this ring of hills near the entrance where you all arrived. And you see there's a little ice rink with some big fans, not as big as the fans inside the valley. You also see alongside one of the hills, what I guess we would call it looks like a rock wall in our world, but it's ice. That's the ice climbing area. You also see bunny slopes and things like that in this whole area. And you all kind of step outside, or not out. Well, it's partially outside. It's covered. It's like a big covered area covered with that transparent aluminum. If any of you are familiar with the, I think it's in Dubai, they have one of these. They have like a winter sports arena that's all indoor. That's kind of what I'm thinking, except the transparent aluminum makes it so that you can see outside. And it's not entirely temperature controlled, so it is still chilly in here. But you could like not be in a full EV suit in here as well. So that's where we are. Veevee, I have an important question though before we continue. What are you wearing?
Well, Veevee came because Veevee likes to dress for the occasion. Veevee came in a vintage 1980s outfit from Earth, where Veevee was raised. That is essentially what women in the 1980s, according to television, would wear to work out. So it looks like a bathing suit. Oh my God. With some tights underneath, leg warmers, hand warmers. Veevee is wearing her typical kind of sunglasses, but they look like they are meant to be worn while doing physical activity.
Oh, maybe like a little wraparound?
Yeah, little wraparounds. And Veevee is wearing a fanny pack, which is kind of not necessary, but Veevee is wearing a fanny pack on top of all of that. And Veevee is wearing, uncharacteristically for how she usually does her hair, Veevee has started taking down, she usually wears her hair in you know, like Denobulans wear a lot of braids, a lot of other accessories. She has taken out her baby hairs and is like kind of trying to be super sneaky about moving them over her dual forehead ridges.
Okay. I just want to recognize how good it feels to have baby hairs be evoked in a TTRPG.
Oh yeah, we are.
Thank you for that. Okay. What color is your outfit?
My outfit is, once again, in the style of the 1980s. Veevee is wearing a bright pink, the part that looks like it's a bodysuit. It looks like a bathing suit. Green, like lime green, neon green, almost yellow, almost highlighter yellow. Tights, which are above the knee, and her fanny pack is white.
Of course, amazing. All right.
If you know, you know.
I'm
gonna get in trouble.
Okay. So you all enter this space and you see people kind of on the bunny slopes, people of all ages, families, fun little groups of friends, bunch of kids here and there, all over. The ice wall is over to your right, and the bunny slopes are to your left, and there's the rink is in the center. Which direction are you going in?
Qila looks over at Veevee, seeing the new outfit for the first time, because I'm assuming they went to go prepare for the sports,
for sure.
And then came back. And Qila just looks and was like, well, at least we won't miss you when you're climbing the ice. We'll definitely be able to find you.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you recognized that I was trying to make sure that I was seen above the huge ice wall. This is why we're friends.
Yes, you will be like a lovely watercolor splot on a vast surface of ice.
Yes. Perfect. Oh, I've always wanted to be a watercolor splot. And Veevee does a little like that thing that you do where you kind of like jokingly hit someone on their shoulder where it's like, we're gonna be friends. We're the best of friends. And so Veevee starts walking and says, so are we ready to go over to the ice place, or do you want to go look at some other areas? Because I'm ready to go climbing. And Veevee starts just like stretching for no good reason, and she's doing those stretches like the ones that you see in those old 80s acrobatic videos with like and like knees up.
Jazzercise.
Yes, yeah. Veevee is completely jazzercising, totally retro.
Qila has all the specs and rules of all the different sports that are happening too on file. And hold on, I had this prepared. Wait. So basically, looks over at Veevee and's like, I understand that because this is the beginner section of the oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, y'all. My brain is not functioning today.
Take your time.
Yeah. Because this is not actually part of the competition, I figured instead of betting against you or with you, we bet on you together. And just basically, Qila, I'm just going to explain it in Bonnie talk because I'm not explaining it in Qila talk. Of instead of actually like making it a competitive thing where you're competing against other people, Qila is gonna like coach you in true 80s montage fashion of like trying to better yourself. Like, now we can do it in this time. Now you can do this wall with this, and basically like it's the final countdown, and we're gonna like Keela's gonna have like he's gonna grab one of those sweatbands or put it around her forehead and like a stopwatch and be like your 80s coach of like go, and we're gonna have like a whole montage of you climbing walls and not betting against you, we're betting with you together. We're basically bettering you as an athlete. That's what I'm trying to say.
Fantastic.
I'm making it a personal quest.
Veevee is ready. Veevee is kind of like jogging in place, and Veevee starts, I guess, leading everybody over to this ice wall. And who is there at the ice wall? Is it just beginners? Is it like a mixture, or?
So yeah, you're gonna see mostly people who are like teens through adult age.
You can take them all. You can take them all.
There's like 3 instructors / safety people wearing the orange with blue stripes. And you also see a sign that's kind of like on now my brain is mushy again.
I saw
you see
the
a sign in this area.
And it opened up my eyes.
Did it open up your eyes? You see a sign in the area that kind of gives the schedule of the day, and it's basically that every hour on the hour they have a competition, just a friendly, and that's when they give away the like stuffed tribbles and other stuffed animals. So it's like a race to the top.
Decides now it is a competition.
When
she saw the sign, it now became serious. We are getting those tribbles, Veevee.
We're getting them tribbles.
In between the competitions, every hour on the hour is just open climbing time. And so you see people, and off to the left, by the way, there is a counter where another employee of the Southern Winter Games is like giving people climbing shoes and harnesses and giving them pointers and things like that.
So Veevee walks over to where the climbing thing is, and she just goes, duh. I'm gonna just not I'll be fine. This is all for like, I don't need any of this. And Veevee starts acting like more woozy than she usually does. Acting like maybe there's a little something going on. And she, is there anyone around Veevee while she's kind of like, I don't think I need any of that.
The actual safety harness equipment while climbing giant mountains of ice.
Yeah.
You do not think you need the safety equipment or the harness or the
no,
special shoes?
and I guess if like, you know, I'm gonna go up against all of these fine folks here, so I think that I could beat all of them without any of that.
Qila is not following. And is actually quite concerned for Veevee's mental state.
A very sweet attendant here, a Betazoid woman, she hears you. She's the one behind the counter, and she's like, I'm so sorry, miss, you have to sign a waiver if you're not going to use any safety equipment.
Veevee signs the waiver.
Okay.
And it's like, who am I up against?
So you see a teen, maybe 15-year-old. Let me look at my list of. You see a 15-year-old. Should I? No, we'll make them a Cation, 15-year-old Cation. You see maybe like middle-aged human woman, and you see a Nausicaan, and you can't tell what age they are. But it's very surprising to see a Nausicaan here because Nausicaans are intense. They're like Klingons, but like more intense. Usually tall and thin, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Let's go do this.
Okay. So you don't, you're not going to use the ropes, and you're just going to use your shoes, not the climbing shoes.
Oh, sorry, I totally forgot. And then Veevee kicks off her vintage Air Jordans. Okay, I'm ready.
No shoes. Okay. Wow, we've got this waiver signed.
Okay, frostbite. I'm going to be making possible medical complications that are going to be happening through this competition, and sending it to Lieutenant Ty, just to keep them on up to date of what's happening. To where I believe we'll be coming back to the medical cabin quite quickly than what we thought we would happen.
Okay.
Not an MD.
I know. I know. But you're the only one I know that would understand my concern at this very moment.
So I should have said this before, but you all actually recognize someone here, the person who's running this competition. They are a reptilian type of species who kind of has like a surfer bro kind of vibe, and they're the one who recorded that video inviting all of Utopia Planitia to these games. This is like their second job they do on Mars. And he says, all right, welcome to our on the hour competition for ice climbing for amateurs. Everyone give these brave ice climbers a round of applause. Yeah. All right, so the prize today is we have this amazing fanged tribble. So top prize, first one to the top bell gets it. And you see that there are 3 bells at different levels on the ice wall. So bell, and then like 12 feet up bell, and then another 12 feet up, and then another 12 feet up bell. So first one to the top bell gets the prize, and the rest of you will get a little something too, don't worry. All right, in your positions. And the other competitors get to the bottom of the ice wall and kind of look at where they're going to grab. On your marks, get set, climb! And the climb begins.
And Veevee starts climbing, and a thing that not a lot of folks know is that denobulans are actually really good at climbing. We're basically like big lizards. And so it just starts like hooking in like her head, like being in shoes would actually like prohibit her climbing. So she's just going in and kind of like enjoying being a denubulan for once, because like she doesn't get to, having been raised on Earth, she doesn't get to enjoy a lot of like her cultural stuff without people being weird about it. And here at the games, people are being really cool. So Veevee's just climbing like up the wall.
How fast does this look to everyone else?
I would say it looks surprisingly fast, considering that like part of Veevee's reason for like hiding her forehead was so people might think she was just human. So it would be surprisingly fast unless someone actually knew that she was Denobulan.
I think Qila's just confused because Qila didn't know that Veevee was so anything athletic at all.
Just climbing.
You all hear gasps as Veevee just like climbs up this with such alacrity. It's astonishing, and everyone in the crowd is like, "Oh my god! Wow!" It looks incredible. Get to the first
That's
bell.
right, everyone.
Ding, ding,
Get
ding.
up closer. Everybody, come around. Go. Yeah. And then Qila turns into what she does best.
In the midst of all this, would it be all right if Valoof tried to sneak away, like, into the crowd?
Yes, absolutely. I don't think you need to roll for that. You're just kind of backing up into the crowd.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
kind of melding in Assassin's Creed.
Well, you're not
style.
going to get a tribble, Commander.
I'll endeavor to try to survive without it.
And Cove, by the way, I forgot the name, but Cove is the name of that Utopia Planitia employee who does the Southern Winter Games as well. The reptilian Cove says, "This is astonishing, folks, but we have a natural climber here." And there she goes. She goes for the second bell, and you ring that second bell.
How far behind me is the teenager?
Oh, all three of them are. I would say they're kind of 1, 2, 3, just passing the first bell, and you're on the second bell.
And I'm sorry, was it 3 bells or 5 bells?
There's 3.
3. Okay, so that at this point, having rung the second bell, Veevee starts slowing down a little bit, and looking behind her to see how the teenager's doing.
Yeah, the teenager is in third place, just being very careful and placing their feet and limbs, trying not to fall.
Right. And everyone else is above them?
Yeah. They finally ring the first bell, so now the teenager has passed that first bell.
Okay. Veevee, with the strength and dexterity as is her species, climbs back down, goes under the teenager, and starts giving advice as they start going up. Yeah, you just you see that little handhold? I made that one.
Yeah.
So just put your hand there. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
And then do you see this little foothold? I put that there.
I didn't think I could reach that.
So if you see all the little handholds and footholds I put up, just keep going, okay?
Okay. Thanks.
All right. You're faster than you think you can. Are you ready? Let's go.
Okay. And they start going faster, yeah.
And so Veevee starts like kind of leading them through that, like right underneath them. And if they get to a point where they don't have a handhold, she just scurries around like a cute little gecko and like makes new foot and handholds for them so that they can get higher.
Yeah. Cove is down below saying, "And now our leading ice climber is helping one of the other competitors. We have never seen anything like this here, folks."
I did not bet on that.
So where are they all at now around?
Okay.
So are they around the second bell or third bell?
Second bell. Yep.
Okay, so Veevee continues crawling around like a little lizard, kind of helping them get past the second bell. And now, how close are they between the second bell and the third bell?
I would say now they've just passed the second bell and they're about 6 feet from the third bell.
And is everyone else around 6 feet from the third bell?
Yeah, I think with your help, they all kind of gained some similar positions on the wall.
Okay, tight. So Veevee goes up and rings the third bell.
Ding, 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 ding. And we have a winner. Yes. Amazing.
And Veevee is like, woo, wow, that was exhilarating. And like climbs back down, goes up to, Veevee goes, that is amazing. And then looks at everyone and sees if they're okay to climb back down on their own.
Yeah, since they're attached to harnesses and ropes and pulleys, they can just sit back
Zip line
off
down.
of the wall. Yeah, exactly. They just sit back and the rope pulls them down gently.
So Veevee
Or lets
climbs
them
back down, waits for them all to catch up with her, while she's waiting there for her prize.
All right, yeah.
And I get a participation award.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes, I do.
Cove says, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're not really set up with that. But you can go to the gift shop and get yourself an award."
Great.
And Cove presents the fanged triple to you, Veevee, and says, "You probably should. Are you a pro?"
They will be entering the intermediate category later later today, under my coaching, of course. Qila.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. Well, you blew everyone out of the water. This is for you. Taking first place in the amateur ice climbing competition.
I will hold it
Congratulations.
for them. I take it and place it next to Veevee, like Vanna Whiting it.
Which is absolutely perfect. And Vivi's like, "Hey, is there any way that Veevee goes up to the teen and goes like, yo, you got like any extra jewels or anything like on you? Like, do you have like a a glasses holder you're not using, or like a little thing on your dagger, or like a little jewel, an earring, a dangling earring that you
Go ahead and roll presence command.
Oh no. Okay. Oh gosh, what is my presence command? It doesn't matter because I rolled a 15.
Command. Okay. What's your other die? Just need one. Difficulty 1.
15. Shut up. Yeah.
They're like, sorry. But thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And Veevee kind of looks at Qila, and then looks at them, and then looks at Qila, and then reaches her hand out for the fanged tribble.
And of course, Qila gives it to her. You want it.
Yeah.
Qila was just like really excited and proud. I wanted to hold it for a second.
And then she gives the tribble to the kid.
Yeah.
Because it's a child.
It's also a Cation teenager, so the Cation just kind of bats at it at first.
Do you want like a little box or like a cage or something to carry that in?
No, it's okay. I got it. And she takes it with her paws.
There
Just
you
bats
go.
at it, kind of bats it around. Thanks. Wait, no, you won this. Are you sure?
I'm positive. That's yours now.
Positive. Qila did not say that.
I'm spending threat so that you. Just kidding.
No.
But yeah, no, of course. Thank you for playing with me. I haven't had this much fun doing physical stuff in a while. I'm usually all up in my head and doing mental things. I don't get to be physical very often. So thank you.
The Cation teen purrs happily and then bounces over to her family of Cations, and they start batting the tribble around among each other.
That seems fine.
I'm going to turn to Veevee and be like, I am thoroughly impressed. I think I underestimated you, Veevee.
Wait, was it the climbing or the giving away of the tribble? Because I can never tell.
Oh, no, I didn't expect that from you. Not the giving away the tribble. That was very sweet. I appreciate your competitive nature, yet your kind-heartedness as well. And also, you are extremely good.
Thank you. Back on Earth, rock climbing, I mean, obviously, I was always treated as a different, even though people seem to like me and liked what I do, but there is something about Earth folks who just love rock climbing. And so that was one of my natural abilities that I could use to be able to hang out and meet friends. And so anytime I feel kind of isolated or alone, or have just gone through something really big like we just did, climbing is a comfort to me. So yeah, it's, and there's lots of great places to climb on Earth. It's a little harder when you get to different places, but yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. This was actually really nice for me. I never get to do this because, Plus, you're never going to see more white than when you're climbing up the side of an ice block.
Cove has been standing nearby, helping people, clear the area and stuff. But he says, "Look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I couldn't help overhearing. You work at Utopia Planitia?"
I do. I'm a designer. I help design interior design and now cabin design. I help design all of it. Yeah, I work on ships. It is the great pride of my life.
Wow. Well, I work there. In the off season, that's my main job. But when the games are in town, I come down here and do this. But when you get back, you should come visit me. There's a whole sports area to the north of the shipyard underground. We have this whole area where you can ice climb and do all these sports. You should come.
I would love to. That's great. Normally, I just kind of hop around the gravity-free areas of Med Bay and places like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you, and maybe I could take you to, get a drink or something. Or you could just come climb. It's whatever. Never mind.
I love both climbing and drinks. I do.
She definitely loves drinks. She's a fan of brunch. You should take her to brunch. Qila's trying to help.
Have you heard of brunch?
I have, yeah.
Brunch is the best thing humans ever came up with.
I'm gonna leave.
Okay,
I don't want to disturb this moment.
So here's my comms, and he pulls out his pad and sends you his comms. We can do some climbing and brunch back at UP.
I would love that. I think that would be great. I just have to clear it with my 18 boyfriends, girlfriends, and partners. But if you're okay with that, then
yeah, I'm cool with that.
Cool. I just we practice ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah, I appreciate you being upfront about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Qila is so uncomfortable right now, and it just does not know what to do, and it's
just
standing there.
Keeps happening.
It's just digging a worse hole, and Keela's just looking at the pad, pretending to do work or anything, but is probably Morse coding SOS without even knowing it. Save her from this moment.
I'm gonna go check in with my other the other folks on my crew designing ships. This was really nice. So nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's amazing to meet you. I'll see you back at UP.
I'll see you back at UP.
Okay. She'll climb you later. See you later. I know.
We have recurring themes with this group.
I know, right? I'm tapping SOS to Commander Valoof, new assignment, new assignment.
Speaking of Commander Valoof, you snuck into the crowd. Did you leave this area?
Oh, absolutely. If I stay in the area, there's a higher probability that I'll be spotted, and that's simply illogical.
If I may, and please tell me if this is not the direction you want to go in. As you're leaving this area, you go back into the tubes, maybe deciding where to go next, and you run into one Lieutenant J.G. Tovaa Kaz. Actually,
you probably see her. I don't think she's moved. I think she's
I was going to say that too.
Sitting in that cafe.
You go to
area.
the cafe, exactly, and you find her there.
I will go to the cafe. It's one of those, if I don't acknowledge they're here, then they're not
I will say
here.
she is lost in thought. She is looking out the window.
I think that would grab their attention. And Like, there's that moment where he's halfway to the area away from Kaz, and then it's just walks over. Lieutenant, I can't help but to see that you appear to be distressed.
Oh, just thinking, I guess.
Then I shall leave you to it.
I think she just like that like makes her like grin. Like for real, like she snorts at that. And she's like, "No, you could sit and hang out. I had one of these twist. What was it called, Aliza?
It was a pack-led twist.
Pack-led twist. Can't say it was better or worse than any other drink on the menu, but it sure looks fun." She kind of like tilts the glass where she's got, or her cup where she's got like a little bit left, and it's that like opaque kind of like beverage. And if you need a place to hide from the activities,
I am in current need of a place to hide.
got a great view, just like old times.
Are you certain that you have completed your thinking?
I'll get back to you on that.
Takes the seat.
They could probably replicate some tea if you're not feeling very adventurous.
I have had quite my fill of adventure so far, though I did witness an impressive display of athletics from Veevee. It was rather unexpected.
What did she end up trying?
The ice climbing sport. Though it is against the rules to initiate that activity without the proper gear, I believe that the spectacle of it was enough to make the judges reconsider that particular ruling, or perhaps they have not read as in depth as I have.
Well, I mean, it was the amateur competitions. Maybe they don't care as much.
Is it not the purpose of amateur sports to prepare beginners in the sport to play at a professional level, which would require them to understand the rules?
You know, that's a fair point. You learned anything else fun? I think Kaz is like, or Tovaa would probably be like, you would probably recognize this familiar rhythm with her, that the two of you, where she's just likes to, like, you have things to say. She's always extremely amicable with like any tirade you go on, or like any sort of like, she just loves to hear it. And so she's very much like prompting the like, okay, what else you got for me?
Other than a rather reckless human almost leaving the atmosphere, I can say that there's been nothing else of interest, though I can't help but notice that I seem to have misplaced my rulebook.
Oh. I bet there's gift shops all over. Probably get another one.
I can replicate another.
Sorry, I missed the action, apparently. I saw it on the screens later. Did we know if she's alright?
She is fine, and it would seem that this current obstacle has not successfully introduced her to the notion of caution.
I guess if you're doing a sport like that, maybe that's kind of a built-in feature.
I'd imagine that most that partake in that sport are rather reckless. I've only recently learned that apparently Tai is... I've only recently learned that Tai has a place in the history of the sport.
Yeah. Yeah, news, and also not news to me.
Can you clarify?
Turns out we were married.
You're aware.
You knew?
Yes.
And I think Kaz just like sinks back into her chair and like tilts her head back at the ceiling and is like, I was ready to be angry again, but for some reason, why would you share that? Why would you share that with me? You were just...
Well, from my understanding, the both of you were betrothed in a different life, and the life of both of those individuals has ceased to be, so you are simply a co-worker of Ty.
Yeah. I guess. That they didn't tell me. They knew. And they knew that I didn't know, and they changed their name. Their symbiont changed their name, and so that's how we would have recognized each other. That's why they know who I was, and it's why I didn't know who they were. And they've known the whole time.
Please forgive me, Lieutenant, but it seems that this information of little consequences caused you great distress.
Yeah, I think it has. In kind of ways I wasn't expecting. I haven't really had to deal with... Well, I thought I hadn't met anyone that Kaz knew prior to this, but apparently I've been working with someone I was supposed to have known for a while now. They just didn't tell me. And I feel betrayal, I think, on Kaz's part, and on Tyrion's, and I feel sad for myself.
Betrayal often has a motive. I don't see what Ty had to gain by betraying you. I simply think that it is a small oversight.
I think Tyrion loved Torvin her entire life. They had an entire lifetime together where they knew everything about each other. And I feel that love. I know how much they meant to each other, and I think underneath everything, I'm angry that they thought they couldn't tell me, and I think I'm angrier that they were suffering by themselves and didn't think that I would be willing to share the burden, that I wouldn't want to know. Like, I know I'm new, I know I'm the baby, I've been the baby my whole life, I'm the youngest sibling by a lot, I'm new to the joint, I'm new to all of this, I'm the newest host, I'm new to the station. But I'm not that naive, am I?
Lieutenant Kaz, if I may.
Always.
You speak of a previous life and a previous love that has concluded. I don't see the purpose in allowing yourself to be overwhelmed by the ghost of emotions long since past. Emotions in the present have a way of blinding those who allow them to. I think it quite the air to allow emotions that have run their course to intercede in the life of an entirely new being. You are not married to Lieutenant Tai. You never were.
I think it's less that I feel married to them. But I have memories that I share with them that they felt they needed to decide for me that I didn't get to worry about. They made the decision for me. And it's less a ghost and more a memory and an experience, you know, that's trill or not, that's all we are. And I mean, no matter how much time you get with someone that you care about, even after it's concluded, it's never enough.
It is only natural to mourn someone that is close to you. But I must say, I feel as though there is, at least on your end, an expectation that Tai fulfill an obligation that there simply is not. You and Tai are as you were before the revelation was revealed. And as I'm to understand it, there is protocol or custom that Trill that have interacted before not be allowed to interact again in these separate lives. I believe if there is a cause for what I can only imagine you see as perceived deception, it is the purpose of it was that Tai wanted to continue to work in Utopia Planitia with you, or wanted you to continue working at Utopia Planitia with them.
Well, that's a whole new bag of worms. I hadn't even started thinking about the reintegration issues with all of this.
I have given it quite some thought myself.
Of course you have. What's your diagnosis?
The Federation stands as a beacon of understanding of the technology and cultures of other societies. I have wrestled with the dilemma of whether it is appropriate for you to be stationed alongside Tai. I see now the distress that the proximity that you two share causes. And I would hate for either of you to have any obstacles in the pursuit of your career caused by this.
Well, they got their turn to fall on their sword. Maybe now it's mine.
You would walk away from your station.
If that's what I'm supposed to do, then maybe I should.
Understandable, but quite disappointing.
Not like we've seen each other much anyways. Still feels like we're pen pals with how busy everything's been on the station.
I have made active efforts to make sure that we create a distance between each other.
Tovaa, visibly recoils from that. Why? What?
Because I do not know you, or I do not know you to the length of which I knew Tovaa. You are Tovaa Cass.
Bluth, I am Tovaa.
No,
I've been Tovaa.
You are a new entity. I have mourned my friend.
What? Just making decisions without me. Everybody, apparently.
I do not understand.
You decided that I'm different enough to warrant mourning me while I'm still here, while we're closer in proximity than we've been in years? And you decided that that was just the end of it, and that I just got to keep moving around as though one of my oldest friends wasn't pretending like I'm a ghost.
You are not a ghost. You are a completely new entity. You are Tovaa Cass. I knew Tovaa.
And I thought I knew you.
I can assure you, nothing has changed.
Apparently enough has. Enjoy the view. And she kind of like taps the table. And for the second time today, walks away. Walks away from a friend.
Like the early J.J. Abrams, that scene with Spock walking away from the Vulcan Science Academy, where the only thing I wish to convey is gratitude. Live long and prosper. Just...
The most Vulcan way to say "go F yourself."
Ooh. Ooh. We'll toss in one of these for good measure while you walk away.
Oh my God, Valuth, you are left sitting there at the table in this cafe. Tovaa Cass has walked away from you. What do you do?
Everybody. Okay.
Oh, actually, the Orion waitress comes up to you and she clears the leftovers of the pack-led twist and says, "Can I get you something?"
I'll take a hibiscus tea. Cold.
Sure. Ice or no?
Yes, please.
Okay. She walks away.
Yeah, after that, I think there will be a chirping. Like, it's just a really quick tap on the comm badge to Ty.
Well, I have to ask. You are on vacation, Ty. Do you have your comm badge on you?
I am in the cabin arboretum at the moment, so it would be in my bag.
Okay.
Nearby, because I've been bedding down there. So it'll be the warmest of minutes, but go for Ty.
Ty, this is Commander Valuth. I recently had a conversation with Lieutenant Tovaa Cass. I attempted to dissuade
any.
I think I may have. There is a chance that my words were not as comforting as they were intended to be. You may experience or you may encounter a rather upset Tovaa Cass.
What have you done?
I would like to have a meeting with the two of you when we return to Utopia Planitia about whether this is a situation that can be conducive to the overall operation of Utopia Planitia. I'm beginning to see signs that this may cause problems in the future.
Acknowledged. tie out.
You wish Reon was here with a smart-ass remark about 2 warp cores right about now.
I will find you.
Seriously, though, only Veluth could wade into this. Like, of all the people here.
Mm-hmm.
Some Vulcans were just born with a matchbook.
So, Veluth, you are left there with your hibiscus tea with ice, pondering how you got intertwined in these 2 trills drama.
Hey, you got here when you befriended Tovaa 10 years ago. You're in this.
Veluth just keeps thinking, I want it to be an engineer.
Not a manager. Not a commander.
Not like
well,
this.
Who put a Vulcan in charge of
Not
HR?
like
Look, at the time, it seemed logical.
Okay, so let me think for a minute because I've kind of lost the thread of how time is happening in this afternoon. But I want to say, Qila,
Yes.
if you were to steal away on your own,
You froze and I did not hear.
Southern Winter Games.
Oh, okay. I'll say that again.
Sorry, yeah.
Qila, if you were to steal away by yourself, go somewhere by yourself during these Southern Winter Games, where would you go?
Well, after that, watching Veevee do that ice capade, and that embarrassing moment of witnessing the other type of mountain climbing that was about to take hold, I think Qila would have retreated probably back to the cabin where everyone's staying. She probably needs to decompress a little bit and just kind of maybe send a couple messages out to her book club, little things like that.
Okay. When you enter the cabin, it's quiet. The only person who you're aware of, who you see when you immediately come in, to the left in the kitchen, you see one Talon. She has a bowl of, I'm not sure if you would recognize what is in the bowl, but she has a bowl of something that she's just pulled out of the replicator, and there's a spoon. And she looks up and says, "Oh, would you like some plomeek soup?"
I would love some. I don't think I've ever tried some before.
And she goes back over to the replicator, presses a few buttons, and another bowl of plomeek soup is replicated, and she brings it over to the counter. "Will you join me?"
Yes, of course.
She sits at the
I'd be
counter,
honored.
starts eating her soup. "What did you think of the individual cloud surfing competition?"
Well, besides the medical emergency that happened, I find it quite exhilarating. I'm not one to get into the more active activities, but I do enjoy watching, and I do enjoy watching others feel alive.
Yes. I also find that these types of sports, although foolhardy, it seems that people do them in order to feel more alive and exhilarated.
Yes, and look at everyone here celebrating it. It obviously brings people together. And
yes.
Gets morale up and the competitive spirit. Qila is very nervous and slurps her soup. Like,
I'm going to roll insight to see if Talon notices that you're nervous.
do I have to roll?
Right.
Do I roll a whatchamacallit?
If you're trying to hide it, then yes, we can make this an opposed roll.
I would think, but I don't think Kila's gonna be very good at hiding this right now.
Okay, so for Talon, it's going to be Insight Command, which I will warn you is quite high.
Yeah, I would think so.
Basically, there's only one thing she could roll on a d20 that wouldn't get this as a success.
Okay. So I need to
difficulty
roll a 1, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And for you to hide it, probably Control Command. Or no, Control Security. I would give you that as well.
Cool. Well, it's a success, but not a very good one. Okay.
And she says, you seem nervous. You have seemed nervous around me every time we have interacted. Is there a reason for that?
Well, Look, Captain, you're a very observant person, obviously. And I think you know more than you let on. I know that I can come off as a little strong, especially in first impressions. I think I was just very eager to meet you, not only because of what I've heard of you from our mutual connection, Anel, but the way Rylem speaks so highly, Dr. Reon speaks so highly of you. And as you know, he doesn't really show much of his emotions either, which is it's always nice to see like a glimmer of affection when he talks about you. There's always that unwritten rule of acquisition, is that when no appropriate rule applies, you make one up. And so I always like to say you can learn a lot about a person with how they talk about their mother. And then she just goes back to her soup.
How do you know Anel?
She was the one who recruited me to Starfleet Intelligence. She's spoke of you quite often.
My dear
As if you're family, yes.
We are.
I was surprised to find that out. It's wild. It's great.
As was I. As were we both, actually. The way you speak of Reon also. Am I sensing hints of affection there?
Well, you're very important to him, so in part, your impression of me, it was important to me. I know that Ferengi are not really respected within the Federation as much as others, and I just want to assure you that my intentions are pure and my heart is Starfleet. And I care for your son, and he can always be himself 100% around me. Regardless of how I sometimes present myself to everyone here, security is my top priority, and I can assure you his heart is safe.
That is good to hear. And regarding the other things you said about Ferengi, I want you to know I do not have that view of Ferengi or any other race or species, inside or outside the Federation. We are all individuals, and we are all accountable for our behavior.
That is true, but sometimes the actions of mine can fare or shed a not as likable light on us. And again, I'm here with intelligence, wanting to make a difference and wanting to be different and kind of shake the norm.
I can appreciate that. You remind me a great deal of both Anel and Adankar.
That is.
I can see why Reon may have affection for you as well.
Well, we don't really flaunt it around. He's not much for flaunting, unless it's about warp cores.
Yes.
But it actually works out quite nice for us.
I am very glad to hear that, for both you and for my son.
We're both very different. And that's what makes it nice.
As are myself and his father. I believe that opposites often attract.
This soup is great.
Yes. One of my favorites. And at that moment, Adenkar and Reon enter.
This soup is great. Ha ha! I like poor Qila. Qila wants to hide under the bar stool.
Yeah, Reon, you see your mother and Qila alone drinking or eating plomik soup. Would you like some plomik soup, my son? Of course. I always want to ask, just in case. And she gets up and goes around the counter to the side that you and your father are on, and she gently, kind of grazes Adenkar's arm and nods at him and says, well... And you see a hint of a smile from Talan. Perhaps, though we will be leaving here shortly after the wind hockey tournament, perhaps we could spend more time with Qila.
Quirk an eyebrow, and I'll look over at Qila.
I just give a nod.
Ah.
Surprise.
Adenkar says, what did I miss? What's going on?
I'm going to immediately look back behind me and look around to see who else is in the room.
No one else is here in the room.
This soup is great.
I will say someone might be in the arboretum, but no one else is in this room.
Yes, well, forgive me. I thought, and I'll hold my arms behind my back and look at Qila, but he's talking to the room, and he'll say, I thought that it was discretion with regards to our relationship.
Yes, but it's hard for me to hide that from your mother.
Yes, I can understand that. Yes. No, in truth, you saying something has saved me from having to say something.
Well,
I'm sure you did better than I would have done. Yes, I'll turn and say, it should be noted that Qila here is the chief of security and counterintelligence on Utopia Planitia shipyards. It's somewhat complicated being not she's not I'm not Starfleet. She is Starfleet, and so there's not that much of a conflict of interest. There was something of a the fact that I'm trying not to be blunt about this.
I'm pretty blunt. Just go ahead.
The fact that I am an XB puts me under scrutiny, and that I would be involved in a romantic relationship with the security counterintelligence officer on Utopia Planitia could possibly could be complicated for Starfleet. So we were not telling any commanding officers of any starships anytime soon, but I guess this is something of obviously an exception because
more of a personal matter, yes.
More of a personal matter, and obviously Kila's completely correct because hiding things from your mother is statistically impossible.
And despite my charming demeanor and colorful personality, I'm actually quite a private person, which was another reason for our discretion.
Anyway.
Talan and Adenkar look at each other, and Talan says, we won't tell anyone.
There's really nothing to tell.
I'm
It's just our private matter, and we keep it that way.
Reon, though, is just like... He says, thank you. I'm going to look around and... is there a No, there wouldn't be. Would you excuse me for a moment, and I'll just turn and abruptly leave.
And I just turned to both of them and was like, as you know, he's not one to talk about his feelings very often. He's a little bit embarrassed. That was my bad. I'm going
to return with my tricorder.
Oh, are you all... are we okay? Oh, no.
I'm just running a diagnostic on this. And he's going to very discreetly scan Talon.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, he's not expecting to... Eric is not expecting to find anything unusual. It's just that he has seen Talon both smile and admit that she's going to keep this on the down low. So he's like... He just wants to make sure.
You're like, is my mom a changeling?
Yes, exactly. My Utopia Planitia was infiltrated once before. Let's make sure that this isn't happening twice.
I would have known.
After a few moments,
You don't think I've done so many tests already without them knowing?
You don't tell.
I didn't say that out loud.
Yeah, no. He snaps the tricorder close and goes, excellent. This is an unusual day.
Indeed it is.
Well, tomorrow is the wind hockey tournament, and I think I will relax for the rest of the day. Until then. And Talon just starts leaving, and Adenkar kind of trails behind her. And Adenkar turns around to both of you and kind of gives you a thumbed up, cheeky grin. And then leaves with his wife.
And I'm just going to turn to Rylem and go, I think that went well. And I figured if I just ripped it off like a Band-Aid, then we wouldn't have to do this later. Like, we'd... Oh...
No, the truth is this is your area of expertise. And even though I do know my mother quite well, the truth of the matter is people very well. And I will defer to you on whether or not this was a good idea. Worst case scenario.
She was... I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, Aliza, Talon was suspecting something fishy about the way Qila was acting around her.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Basically, she thought probably I was the changeling. But now that it's all out, well, not all out. Nothing is in the open, is what I mean. But now that your mother knows, I feel it.
I was gonna spin threat.
No.
Didn't need to.
I was gonna spin threats.
You both hear a little achoo coming from the arboretum.
Oh no.
Visible jaw clench underneath the pale skin of Rylem Reon.
I immediately grab a tablet. This play that we're rehearsing is so fantastic.
Put that
I'm
thing
so
back
glad
where it
that
came from, or so help me. So help me.
I'm so glad that we chose the thespian arts as our recreational activity together. I feel like our play that we're putting on in 2 weeks' time will really knock them dead. Your mother was the perfect test audience.
Rylem stares at you and says, I'm not following this.
That's not the line. Just follow my lead. No.
Where are we going?
To rehearsal.
What? Stares at you.
Okay,
maybe
I'm confused.
Again.
Is Eric confused, or is just
sorry?
Reon
Thank you.
confused?
I appreciate. It's been a hot minute since I've been an actor, so I do appreciate that I'm confusing you right now. But no, that's Rylem. He's gonna.
That's what I was making sure.
He's gonna slowly open his tricorder again.
Ah, yes, the medical emergency part of the play.
Yeah,
where our love is truly tested.
Your tricorder picks up a life sign in the arboretum.
He'll focus in on that life sign and then identify that it's Trill. Just be like,
yep.
Clips it closed, and he'll turn around. It's remarkable that that lasted as long as it did. I'm usually a little more perceptive than that.
Yes. We'll rehearse this scene later. Or not. Qila's just given up. Obviously, that won't work.
Never would have thought, but there's a stranger on this station.
Yes. Much.
And I'm going to go talk to her about it. And I leave.
Rylem immediately connects dots. Based off of the last conversation y'all had, and he just goes, This is a very unusual posting. Well, I'm not worried. And he'll walk up to Qila and put his hand on her shoulder and be like, "You're fine." And
she puts her hand on top of his.
I think she liked you. I think it's clear she liked you. You made my mother smile.
I leaned over and be like, she made me soup.
Well, I still have reservations about this going any... Not this going any further, but the information going any further.
No, I understand. Also, again, despite my loudness, I do like to keep things about myself private, as you know.
No, I know.
And with that, we end this session of Clear Skies Perseverance with this semi-awkward moment, with some secrets being revealed and some memories and feelings coming to the surface.
I don't want to wait for our lives to be over.
Okay, that's it. That's all you can sing legally.
That's right. That's all I can sing. Although, I don't know if you can call that singing, but okay.
This was the Dawson's Creek episode. I think that's why you sang that song. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to all my fabulous players for
Star Trek
giving
soap
their
opera
hearts to this beautiful soap opera episode. We will be back next week. We have just a few more episodes of this season of Clear Skies Perseverance. Stay tuned. Stay with us. We'll see what's to come back on Utopia Planitia. And, well, we'll see. Yeah, we do have the wind hockey tournament we might touch on next week, but more to come. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.